Hello and welcome to this episode of the Ranting Atheist podcast. Today we'll be listening to the deconversion story of a Nigerian atheist, an ex-Muslim apostate who was raised in a Muslim family, and as time went on, he lost his faith, and today he's raging against the forces of Islam via his own podcast. If you haven't subscribed to Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube and other places you find podcasts, then check out the show notes for links you may find useful, including our Discord server. We'd love to have you there. So now let's go and listen to the deconversion story of Ayodeji, the voluntary apostate. Hello bro, and yeah, welcome to Story of an Atheist. How you doing now?
I'm okay. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Yeah, so thank you for agreeing to come on.
I think this is my very first podcast outside mine. So
nice. Yeah, first step. It's good. You know, we need to collabo, especially how many Nigerians are making atheist content on the internet?
No, not that many actually. Yeah.
I can only know four. Me.
Oh, you, okay.
Jadon and Curious John. Always the other two, they are on hiatus for now. So
okay.
I say, let me and you they active for now.
You myself have not recorded in a while. If not for you, I was taking a break.
I thought you go use this one for your own. Go, I will send go send it to you. So figure now. So it's good to have you here, bro. So can we know who we are talking to? If you want us to know your name or a pseudonym that you use, you don't need if you are not comfortable using your real name.
I think it is. You can keep talking.
Okay. Yeah.
You were saying something.
Yeah, I was saying like name, location, age, what you do for a living. Are you single? Have they snatched you? Any other thing you like us to know? That kind of thing.
Okay, so it will even be too late for me to to not even say my name, because I see my name on my podcast.
Oh, okay.
I use my personal name, but since I've not recorded, in fact, that was one of the reasons I was changing my name on Twitter, just to try and create degree of security.
Yeah, I understand.
But whatever happens, I'm just we'll try and still stay secure, but we'll not let fear dictate our life. So my name is Ayodeji. And I'm an ex-Muslim. I'm a lawyer. I just started a new job. Yeah. Wow. So in fact, I just left Lagos, but I'm not ready to say where I am now because this is a very religious place. Yeah. So I'm just being very careful.
Don't risk it at all. Because these motherfuckers be crazy. Huh.
Yeah, in fact, this place is majority Muslim, so it's something to be
worried about.
Exactly.
Hey, they tell stories that touch.
Yeah.
It's true. So now this week, as an ex-Muslim, this week I'm sure you'll be seeing Muslims, Nigerians were coming for them. Because they've been saying nonsense. Want to come and be saying Islamophobia. I'm like, are you people mad? Excuse me?
Please, it's ridiculous.
Was it not last year you motherfuckers were drawing red line all over the internet?
Did you see the video of what happened in Lagos? I think was it on Friday?
Yeah, they were praying, Abi.
Exactly, yes, they were praying.
Exactly. But Islamophobia.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and that was in Lagos.
So
if it was in somewhere else now, the guy could have just
if it was in the north, he's already dead. He's a dead man. There's no even.
Do you understand?
Because it's Lagos, that's why they just beat him up and roughed up his keke. Because it's Lagos.
Yeah.
If he was in the north, at the end, he's gone. Somebody will bring out knife and done.
So exactly. So what are we doing? It's just, and somebody now starts saying, the teachings and doctrines of Islam are as horrible as what you see Muslims carrying out. They are not getting their direction from any other place than the Quran, the Hadith, the Sunnah. or whatever it is that has brought it to like Islam. That is where they are
Get
getting
on
it from.
that. So you say Quran, Hadith, and Sunnah. Sunnah is different from Quran.
Yeah. The Sunnah is
Ah,
the act of Muhammad. Yeah, the way he lived when he was alive.
I thought Hadith were what described the life of the Prophet.
The Hadith is the reporting of some of his sayings and some of his
Oh,
acts.
okay. Third party reports. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, let's dive into it. So we have known a little about you. So I like as you're an ex-Muslim, but are you?
Yeah.
You're an ex-Muslim, but are you agnostic, atheist, irreligious? What usually
I prefer the term atheist.
atheist? So what would you describe
Yeah.
atheism? How do you define atheism?
The lack of belief. It's the lack of belief in any supernatural being or any God.
That's simple.
There,
Simple and short.
exactly. There is no evidence to showcase that there is a God. So there is no God.
Mashallah. Mashallah for that. What's the
Yeah.
video of that mashallah? Like it's kind of the thank God or something.
By God's grace, exactly. By God's grace. That's by God's grace.
Okay. I mean, I like to do it. When people come up and say, as an ex-Christian, they expect you to keep on saying Christian phrases. Me, I'll say, okay, let me talk Muslim. Mashallah, inshallah, Google.
Mashallah. Exactly. By God's grace.
Combine everything together. No Allah. It's all they're just words. So
well, the only thing I do nowadays is maybe when I go out drinking, I'll start with Bismillah just to piss off maybe Muslims or midges.
Nice. I like that. I like that. I think maybe next time what you do is with beer, then you add pork.
Exactly. I've been looking for pork just to eat pork, but I've not.
Where you are, no try. Maybe now inside your house, you can go shop your pork.
I have been. I was just like, no, I have to try this just to say. But I was telling my sister, I was like, do you know what? Part of my fuck you to Islam is going to be, I want to be cremated or at most donate my organs when I die. Nobody is burying this body. Just the last fuck you to, because burying the body is a jamming part in Islam.
Yeah.
They have to pray to it. I'm like that. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, no. Just burn the body, create a trust, and make sure that everything is done and dusted. Just yeah. There is no hell. There is no God.
This is that simple. So now let's go into your religious background. Take us from your early memories till today.
Yeah, I mean, personally, when people ask me, like recently now, like, you cannot even believe that I'm not a Muslim. Like, I am surprised when people say that, because as far back as I can remember, I've always questioned religion. But I think the first time I can vividly remember questioning religion was when I asked my imam at Arabic school. I was like, why do we have to learn in Arabic? Like, why can't we speak English? Why can't we speak Yoruba? Why is it that Arabic is the chosen language? It was like, that's the language of Muhammad and it's what God has decided. I was like, okay, maybe for a 5-year-old, that was enough answer. But subsequently, you tend to ask questions. Why is it that so and so person? Because I started wondering, because my dad is a Muslim, my mom is a Christian. But I was raised in the Muslim way. Yeah, I was raised as a Muslim. I went to Arabic school. In fact, junior secondary school, I did what's it called? IRS. But when I got to SS1, yeah, we did IRS, but they were like, going to SS2, you could pick and choose which courses you did. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go for geography rather than IRS. That I was in SS1. How old was I then? I was like, what? 13, 14. And I knew that I wanted to do some. None, because geography, I explained it to them. I was like, I cannot be coming home from boarding house and, and I'll come home, go to Arabic school, go back to school again, also learn Arabic or learn Islam. Why? Why not learn something that would be actually useful?
That's true.
Which is why I did geography. So I was like, it never made sense to me to ask to just following in the path of what was laid there. So as I was saying, okay, let me go back to where was I?
The early days.
Okay, the early days. Okay, then from there, from what's it called? From questioning, okay, from my parents, I was like, it doesn't make sense why my mom would go to hell because she's not a Muslim, and do you understand? And my dad will go to hell because he's not a Christian. This doesn't make, these people are good people. Why should the afterlife be determined by just a simple or small part of what makes our whole life rather than everything that we do as a person?
Wait, I want us to go on a tangent now. Something just came up. Can you describe the concept of fire in Islam? Because Christians believe their own hell is the ultimate. Let us begin.
Can I describe
the concept of hellfire in Islam?
Oh, okay. Oh. That's a little okay. Let me see if I can do it justice. I think in some Quranic verses, it's like there's just the way there are 7 heavens, there are 7 level of hells, and depending on your what's it called on your sins will determine the level of which you are going to burn in hell. And at the very bottom, instead of firewood, this is Muhammad's imagination. Instead of firewood, God will be using human beings as his firewood. That is how twisted he is. God will be using human beings as his fire.
The fuel that burns, that creates the fire,
that burns the hell.
Are those at the bottom that deserve the So people deserve to be at the very bottom.
I suppose people worship other gods because shirk is one of the biggest sins. In fact, if not the biggest sin, you are not supposed to worship any other god except Allah. So that's one of the biggest sins that you could create. Just even if it was just for a day, like you were worshiping Allah for 70 years, and on your 71st birthday, you're like, you know what, there is no God, and you died. You are going to the 7th hell for Allah to use your body as wood to burn for all of eternity. But there are descriptions that go that your body will keep boiling and boiling and boiling until you lose your life. Then God will bring you back to life to burn you all over again.
What? That is sadistic as fuck. No wonder you can see.
Yeah, that is how they mentally are.
No.
So like that's going to keep running for eternity. Yeah. In fact, even went as far as to say that all Muslims would taste hell. Be like, like some Muslims, depending on like maybe they committed small sins, they will first go to hell, then after a while, Allah would release them, but there will be a sign in front of their head that this person was initially in hell. So they will make it to the first heaven. They wouldn't get. I cannot believe people believe these things.
So classism in heaven and in hell.
Yeah, they wouldn't get to the 7th heaven. They can chill with him and God. It's just so. So there are just various. I think there are various depending on how well you because apart from I didn't finish Arabic school, but after what's it called? After leaving the religion, even before say part of it was reading the Quran and just seeing how reading the Quran on your own because you want to understand what it is you're doing. So reading the Quran on your own and you're like, this makes no sense. This is evil. This is nonsense. So that helps to get you to understand the religion.
So let's go back to our where we feared off, where you were looking at comparing your parents, saying if you go to hell.
So from it was from there you get to ask questions and to realize that why would this person go to hell even though they are good to their neighbors, they are friendly, they try to help out. Then, when I went to boarding house again, I came across people from different spheres of life. In fact, I had a lot of Christian friends. So I was like, this is my friend. There is no way I'm not going to relate with this person because we are from different religious backgrounds. So I don't know. I tended to see people more as people rather than their religion.
Yeah.
So subsequently, I just, in fact, then at a point I was starting to lose God. Yeah, then I was starting to lose God. Then I think the first book I read was The Necessity for Atheism. And when I finished reading the book, I was like, I was still deceiving myself. I was like, you know what? I agree with some of what you said, but it's not like there is now still, I was like, maybe there is no Allah or God in the sense of Christianity, but maybe there's still a supernatural being that is still there out there. So we don't know yet. But then because your mind is already open, so you're starting to look for answers. So you tend to say, okay, you know what? This religion is not the way. This is not the way. This. What is left for us is to determine how to go about our life without the need for a God. So
Okay. So now,
that's just basically it.
this is like elevator pitch. I want us to dive inside very well. So you said you read the Quran. Reading the Quran also helped you deconstruct your religion. So can you give me some scriptures that kind of made you key scriptures that made you be like, what?
I don't know. Maybe okay. Have you ever heard this? I think I've tweeted about it. The story of Zainab.
Not
She
familiar
was
with that.
okay. If a Muslim was to, I'll tell you this story the way a Muslim would tell you this story. So
Okay.
Zainab, Zainab was the wife of Muhammad's son. Muhammad adopted his son. Zaid. He raised him from a kid, exactly. He raised him from a kid to being an adult. Then one sudden day, he went to his son's house, but he met his wife. She didn't cover her hair. Next thing you know, Muhammad was intrigued. He was lusting after his son's wife. So next thing you know, his son divorces his wife, but he didn't approach her. He didn't do anything. Only for God to send him verses in the Quran telling him that we have commanded you to marry this woman. That is why a Muslim will tell you that God commanded Muhammad to marry her. That she
What
has
a
been
coincidence.
praying. That okay, yeah, exactly. That she has been praying to Allah that she wants to marry. In fact, I've heard the sermon where the Imam said Zainab went to Muhammad to ask him for prayer points as to how to get something she wants. So, which is why Allah now sent him verses telling him that exactly that he must marry her. In fact, I think there is an hadith where Aisha, the youngest wife of Muhammad, where she said it must be very convenient for you, where Allah just tends to do exactly what you want after the Zainab issue.
Now, do you see why I say Muhammad is Allah?
Yeah, definitely. There are various other verses. There are
I've heard this
various other
story
verses
before. I
like that.
cannot believe it.
Yeah. I'm eating the Quran. In fact,
Yeah, there's even another
when I
one.
was growing up, I thought it was an hadith or like a story. I didn't even know that it was part of the Quran. It was upon reading that I realized that,
It's in the Quran.
this was exactly, it's in the Quran. These are God words. They are not like him acting out or telling people that this is what they should believe. These are what God directly told him to do. I was like, oh, that is just insane.
That's insane. There's even another story of where and like this is in the hadith where the prophets are like you say when you come to see the prophet, don't stay too long. That like God said you should not stay too long or something.
Yes.
What was that? Like the prophet is shy or something. I don't even know. Like
I think from the stories, he's like he just doesn't want visitors. I think people were hanging around in the space and he didn't want them to hang around. So he
and
was
he
like,
don't
he
know how
got
to tell them.
he got the verse. Yeah, Allah told them to like if they come visit the prophet, they should leave immediately. And if they should finish eating, they should leave immediately. So there are a lot of ridiculous notions like that throughout the Quran. It is just comprises of so many horror stories of Muhammad getting his way or directing that or indirectly telling someone to go and kill someone, just or explaining how to take over the what's it called? Take over the rights of women. The hijab issue. It came about because Umar, one of his best friends, was peeping at his wife in the bush. Next thing you know, Allah gave Muhammad verses that commanding all of the women to start covering themselves up. Even though Umar had been pushing for an hijab way before he was caught peeping at Muhammad's wife.
Allah works in mysterious ways. How insane! Like when I saw those two scriptures in particular, was what made me to just conclude that this Muhammad they are gonna Allah now. It's too clear.
Yeah, definitely.
But they can't see it. They are just buried in. That level of indoctrination is insane.
It is. I don't know. It just. Like half of the time when I was talking to my friend, I was like, half of the time when you're talking with a Muslim, they are you would know their responses. Is either the ignore one, three responses. Is either the ignore or to call you a liar or threaten you, three carry out their threats. That is the three responses you will get from Muslims regarding anything about religion.
And you don't know which one they will choose on that very day.
No, you don't.
That's the scary part. And they come and cry Islamophobia. Meanwhile, those motherfuckers will kill us. Nah. So while you were a Muslim, did you believe juju was real?
No, not really. I don't know, maybe, but I wasn't I wasn't conscious of it or thinking somebody was going to, throw juju at me and I'm going to.
But
or like somebody would grab me. Do you understand?
Say our fathers like to use jazz.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. That they'll say that on Teshe. Yeah, definitely. Exactly. Yeah,
Wow.
those there are a lot of those. It is also in the Muslim community you find people insulting those people that those are not true Muslims.
You see that every time. They are the ones that know what the real religion should be like, and coincidentally is the one that they are practicing. How convenient.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
How convenient. Like, are you people whining me? Why do you people keep So if you're looking back now, how long did the conversion process take from when to when? What do you...
I think fully, maybe I know it was before Insta that I just finally gave up what's it called, religion. But before then, I don't know, maybe two a year or a year or so for being agnostic. Then before then, just in and out, just because I remember, like, for example, in secondary school, like throughout my SS2, I did not go to mosque, I did not pray. Even SS3, I didn't because we were already seniors. Sorry, we were already seniors. But by SS3, when wife was coming around, we started to go and pray again. You know, so that was basically how so started going to mosque. So that was basically the trajectory of religion. It's just, I don't know, sometimes you would pray, sometimes I'm like, I'm tired.
But God did.
Just now.
God did.
Yeah, exactly. But God did. Just, like, and with Islam, you be like, I'll repay it. I'll repay it because you can repay your prayers.
That's nice. Yeah, now, I just remember another thing now. Did your beliefs, did they clash with science? Like, did you ever come across a situation where you had to follow what the Quran says over what the scientific consensus say? I don't know. Did you ever have such?
No, not really.
Because, like, for me, I remember I kind of, I don't know how my brain was partitioned, but I somehow accepted evolution and also accepted the Adam and Eve bullshit story at the same time. So that's why like about some people usually clashes, they choose one or the other. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because I never really thought of creationism or really like okay, for example now, well my friends, they for example, well, actually look at universities, dating wise, most people will be like they want to date people whom they're in the same religion with. In fact, some people go as far as to say they want to date the people who they're going to the same church with, not just the same
Yeah.
religion.
Yeah.
You understand? But
Yeah.
personally for me, I've never really been that person. Even when I was religious, I dated. In fact, one of my friends knew me so much. Was like, she's Christian, right? I was like, "What's so million?" It's not like I'm picking Christians out. I'm just if I happen to like someone and they happen to be Christian, I'm not going to say no to them because of their religion.
Mm.
But yeah, so that was never really like if something had been what's it called? If something had caused an issue because of religion, I would like to think I would check myself out and see if it made sense or if it didn't. And then I would try and work out a solution where I'm not prejudiced by my religious belief at the time.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
like the prejudice, like it's crazy how it is so easy to divide us in this country. Once it's election time,
yeah, definitely.
it
But
is.
I think it's just from hindsight I'm just looking at it because even when I fully left religion, I was starting to I was like, oh my God, some of the things that I used to think I was being liberal about, I was very religious about it.
Hmm.
Do you understand?
Like
You
what?
look back
You
and be
can
like,
give me an example. Do you have any
like,
example?
I don't know, let me see. I don't know. Maybe thinking that other people will go to hell,
Okay.
something like, yeah, do you understand exactly? Like, just thinking that this person is not a Muslim or they are on the wrong path. Do you
Hmm.
understand? Even though I was not that religious, I was like, okay.
Ah,
I was
the
like,
audacity is
at
always
most, I
there.
was like, exactly. And at most, I'll be like, at most, I will go to the first hell and then I'll get moved. I'll get moved up to heaven. Maybe I will not make the seventh heaven, but at least because I was Muslim, there's no worry for me about not making heaven. So all of these kind of things that you not normally think that you think were pretty normal, then you just when you get out of the old cult, you get to see it as that was fucked up. That was not something any sane human being should be thinking. So I think that's just basically
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But now
that.
do you notice any bigotries you once had that you lost as by losing your faith? Like for me, as a Christian, homophobic by
Yeah.
default, misogynistic by default. Did you notice any such things?
I don't have. I would like to think I've never been homophobic before, but I don't know. Maybe I wasn't as homophobic as others. I would think, but now I'm just maybe I got more in tune with just saying people should be whatever they want to be, but if I are not disturbing me, I'm fine. It's just is
Makes
maybe
sense.
I think that was the approach I was in. That was the approach I was before now. But now, okay, for example, now before, if somebody was talking about gay people and I'm like, they're not disturbing you, why are you making an issue out of it? Do you understand? But right
Yeah.
now, if I was defending a gay person, I'll be like, and the way people will go like, you are gay. My reply would be so. Instead of me saying no, I'm not,
Ah,
which might have been my reply initially. Do you understand?
that's exactly how I reply because that's how you know. Be like, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. How you say I'm gay? If
Exactly.
you take it as an offense to be called gay, then there's something wrong
Exactly.
somewhere.
Do you understand? Exactly. So, like, you might have taken like before, I might have taken an offense to being called gay, but now I'm just like, so what if I am? It doesn't matter. It's just, it doesn't concern you if this person wants to sleep with this person. You are literally not affected by it.
Like, mind
Why
your
why
fucking
should that
business,
matter?
motherfucker.
Exactly.
Come on.
So like I think that would have been the major difference about
Yeah,
you understand how I related with exactly.
that's a great mind shift. Me too. I crossed to that point. Well, no, nigga, you gay. Nigga, this guy's gay.
Exactly.
Like when I looked at my old tweets, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I had to start deleting them. Like, I know when they explain. This is nonsense.
Yeah. This was you. This was you.
Okay, yeah, but I saved a screenshot so that I can also show. Oh, this was me. Oh. This was me before.
Yeah.
Like I need to always look at. Oh shit! I used to be this guy. That's how insane this life is. So now, who did you tell first? Who was the first person you told? Your friends and family circle? Who knew you have not believed or you have not told anybody yet?
Oh no. My friends and family no. And my parents no say.
Wow.
I love having conversations with my mom and dad. It's quite funny. Because I think it was last week. I will answer your question. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I drove my dad down to Lagos where we parked at the mosque. It was on a Friday, so he prayed his Jumas. Me, I was in the car. I was watching my movie. I was like, "Me, I'm not going." I was like, "Me, I'm not wasting. I'm not wasting my time doing all of this nonsense." So, when we were talking, my dad was like, "Did I listen to this?" I'm like, "If I just said it, I disagree with everything." The woman said, I was like he was trying to blame the West for the problems. I was like, no, they're not responsible for the problem the Arab nations are facing. They're not responsible for. We are responsible for our problems. Arab nations are responsible for their problems. The West is responsible for their problems. Nobody should try and make anybody take the blame for what they're responsible for.
We argue with you about that, but story for another day. The problem in the Middle East is the West. The problem in Africa, the West has some hand, but we have our own hand. We have our own blame.
Exactly. Like no, I'm not saying they didn't start it or like there is not an issue with. Obviously, you can talk colonialism, but we've been free for over 50 years now, and this is where we still find ourselves. This is not our situation right now is not as a result of where our colonial masters left us. Our situation right now is an handiwork of us, the people who have put in government, the state of our economy. Everything has been as a result of us. So blaming the West for the situation right now in Nigeria is not going to help anybody. It's not going to change our situation. We have to do better.
Fair enough.
That was what I was saying. That was what I was saying regarding like exactly. So I was like, apart from that, I was like, I disagree with this man. Then we started talking. I was like, first of which of the God said do you want us to talk about? Do you want us to talk about Allah? Do you want us to talk about the Christian God? Do you want us to talk about Yahweh? Which one? Or do you want us to talk about traditional God? Then, then I went to what's it called? Muhammad marrying Aisha when she was 6 and sleeping with her when she was 9. My dad was like, no, that's not even true. I was like, of course it is. These are Muslim sources. You have to check it. And that's the thing. Most not just most Muslims, most religious people hardly know the crux of what they are doing. Hardly know the crux of the religion itself. They don't know most of the tenets, so they relate with people just this person is a Muslim. I like the way he's walking. I like the way he composes himself. Do you know what? I'm going to be Muslim. Only for you to get into the religion and realize that oh no, you have to start wearing a hijab. You have to stop talking to certain people. You have to build up your hate for the Jews. You have to start killing unbelievers wherever you may find them. These are part of the tenets of the religion, but most people don't know that. So that was just
the ignorance is what is keeping the religions alive now. Like majority of the religion, they don't know what is in those their books. They don't read it. They don't. Even me myself as a Christian, I did not. It's when I started doing that as my I started, that was on the way out.
Exactly. or even when they read it, they tend to look at the rosy verses. The verses where they are like, it is okay to do good to your neighbor. It is. They don't tend to look at the full picture.
They don't want that they
So that
kill
just
this, kill that, kill this.
exactly,
They'll say
exactly.
it's not there.
So
They'll be
I don't
like
know. So
la la
basically, I
la
think
la
I
la
first
la.
came
I don't
out
want to hear you.
to. I think, yeah. So I think basically, I think I first came out to my sister. Apart from my sister, my mom, from my mom to my friend, because I remember like my friend was greeting me. Who is also a Muslim, was greeting me for Ramadan, and I was like,
Okay.
yeah, Ramadan, and I was like, me, I'm not Ramadan, I'm not fasting. So I was like, yeah, why would I be going hungry for no reason? I was like, no,
So,
come on,
was
no,
there any
no.
negative reactions among all the people you told at first?
No, not really, not really. I mean, they'll still go, I'm praying for you, and I'm like, no, you're not. But I think I tweeted about it. Somebody was like, how are your relationship with your friend? I was like, luckily for me, it's okay, but I'll not be getting a Netflix series out of it. So none of that for me. Which is one of my questions for like, because I listened to your first episode and
Yeah.
your episode with Ella. And in fact, your first episode, you talked about you haven't not told your parents.
Yeah,
And when
so
you were speaking with Ella too, and you said you've not still told them.
I've not
And
still told them till
that's been
now.
over like a year now. Exactly.
It's
So how are
over
you
3 years.
coping? Wow. How have you been coping? How has that been? Because it's hard. Not just
I don't stay with them every time. So I'm more away than
okay.
with them. Then when I'm with them, I pretend. It's not hard. The Holy Spirit cannot snitch on me. But my brothers know. So that's yeah. Well, my actual fear is one of them might drop dead, literally. That's the fear deep down. One of them might drop dead, literally, and
Oh, okay. If you
I'm
did
not
tell
ready for
them,
that. I'm not ready for that. So,
that could be scary. Oh, that's it.
but the
That's why
problem
now
is ego still cast because I create content on the internet and I'm looking forward to creating a video very soon. So ego still cast, but I just wanted them to hear it from me first and not outsider. So
yeah. I don't know. Maybe they might take it better than you think.
well, not my mother, sure. My father, who is the pastor, might take it better, but not her. I expect some
Oh,
drama.
oh, wow. So you were really raised in the religion.
Oh yes, they are both pastors, so I had no choice. So knowing that, it's crazy. Like first of all, is my own case is kind of crazy in the sense that you're a child of a pastor, that usual pressure of being following God and blah blah blah. Then you now stop believing in God. You are not just an unbeliever. You are now on an active campaign against the religion. So
Exactly. Against how they view themselves. So that's gonna be tough.
if they listen to this podcast, they feel all mad. They feel crazy. Say, what? Is this the person I gave birth to? Yes, so the person we gave birth to has his own brain. They go pray tire. It's all actually one of my classmates who I just spoke to him this evening. Like we always jam for like we talk. I say, oh guy, all these arguments, if you don't get evidence, if evidence day, we'll go stop to the argument.
The evidence.
At the end of the day now is you pray for me. I say again, Nigeria is proof that God does not exist. All this one we are dancing up and down. We pray most. We are the second most prayerful country in the world. Look at us. What do we have to show for it? That's behind Afghanistan. The Afghanistan. We are behind the Afghanistan. Wow.
Now look at this last general election. When people are saying, the fact that Peter Obi didn't enter, I mean, God does not exist. I was just laughing. Like, dude, he didn't exist to begin with. What are you talking about?
By next year, possibly we'll start seeing the atheists that were created by that event, but different things trigger people. So it's not like the election will be a massive creation of it.
It wasn't going to be.
It is just like it's just somebody's particular time, and they just that thing triggered them to start looking at. So why did God allow this? Why does God keep allowing this thing to keep happening? Then the person will start pulling the thread till they know before they know it, they're out. So it's
in fact, like I always tell, like when I tell my friend we are talking, I'm like, I'm not trying to convert you. I'm not trying to, because I can't. For you to be able to live your religion, it's going to take you. You're going to want to look at your religion. Exactly. You're going to want to take a look at it yourself. Doesn't matter how solid my argument is. It doesn't matter how logical I am. It doesn't matter. Your reply will be like, me, I shall know that God exists. Like, how? I don't know. God exists.
Good explain.
God is alive.
You go explain tire, no evidence. Like
You understand? I'm like, so it's going to take everyone for themselves to question their belief. Without that, there is no really, there really isn't anything.
The best a third party can be is just a resource.
Exactly.
Resource. All those YouTube videos, all the podcasts, they are just resources. They can't deconvert anybody. You are the one that will start to pull the thread by yourself, because you get to a point where you have to jump off the ledge because you look behind you and like, this is bullshit. But the front, I don't see anything. They have told me it's full of dragons and demons, but they are full of shit at my back. So fuck it, I'm jumping off the ledge. That is, everybody gets to that point. Fuck it, I'm jumping off. That is always the point. It doesn't make sense. I can't do this shit anymore. But the front looks scary and I cannot see what's up front. But fuck it. That is always it.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'm jumping off. That's basically it.
Yeah, that's it. Now there's no reason to let your life be dictated by an imaginary deity.
It's
exactly. Who doesn't even want? Who doesn't have anything good to offer? So why?
Yeah. So to wrap up now, I have a question. Like, how do you see religion being responsible for the state of our country from your own personal perspective?
Take a look at our last election. One of the major issues that was raised was that Tinubu and Shetima, that they could not run a Muslim ticket.
Yeah.
And I was so very annoyed. In fact, I was discussing with one of my colleagues then where I was working before. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, there are various reasons to reject the Tinubu Shetima ticket. Various reasons for you to say you don't want these people to be the people leading the country. But the major one that got, do you understand, that got backing was the fact that they were both Muslims. In what state is that going? In what state is that the way to determine your leaders? That shouldn't be a requirement. And then we'll come again with exactly. So then again we'll come with the whole sending people to Hajj, sending people to Israel,
to Jerusalem on government dime.
Jerusalem, on government time. Why? Why are we doing that? They really, you understand? All of these things just keep piling up. And but I was just hearing something yesterday. I don't know how true this is. They're like, some law students who are in law school, they got their bursary. They are in the northern states, and they said the only people who got bursary were the Muslims. Yeah, that was what I heard. I'm not sure how true that is, so I'm in that categorically now. But they said
it's possible. It's highly possible.
Do you understand? Exactly. So the only people who got it were Muslims. Then you come again to the individual levels. You look at how, especially in the north, where people are copying Muhammad, the way he married Aisha when she was 6, they'll tell you that their daughters must not have their first period in their father's house. So they are marrying off a 10-year-old girl, an 11-year-old girl.
I even thought they were waiting for them to be teenagers. Fucking hell.
No. They're ensuring that they don't have their first period in their father's house. So what, 10, 11, 12, they're already married off.
God damn it. God fucking damn it.
And then you have those that are preventing their children from getting an education.
Yeah.
So
It's when
the,
you have somebody uneducated and young, you have total power over them.
exactly,
You have total power over them.
exactly. In fact, that is essentially what's happening in North. You have the elite who are educated, but then they've caught themselves in the garment of religion, where whatever the emir says is golden, and the masses would kill just to enforce whatever it is he says. That is the world we live in. That is our Nigeria. The same thing is applicable here too. The imam says something, the masses they follow suit. The pastor says something, oh, he has revelation. There you go. People start putting in their hard-earned money, 10% of their money, just donating it. Why? So it's just
Christianity money. Be like say one day, if you, in case you see say I be pastor, maybe not keep quiet. No cast my updates.
so exactly. So it's a serious issue that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not like it's going to change everything. I don't think it's going to, because from what we've seen, even when people lose their religion, they tend to find another insane thing to believe in. I don't know. I don't know why people just don't want to face reality. Reality is fun. I don't know.
Reality is hard though. When when things are so hard and you realize that ain't nobody coming to save you, you are on your own. That fact, that reality is hard to accept. That you have to get your ass up and find solution or look for somebody that has the solution to your problem.
But that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is say that is freedom. Freedom for you to explore, freedom for you to understand what you want to do with yourself. What, in fact, this is just freedom for you to learn.
But
It
when
depends on how
slavery
you
has
want to
been
look at it.
sold
But
as
people are not.
home, when slavery has been sold as home, freedom is it's not freedom.
So I don't know. So it's just, yes, we need to address the issue of religion in our society because look, in fact, we're just talking now. They're telling us that people are taking prick and vagina by just
Yeah,
touching each other. So
that
that's
thing
the
is
world we
scary.
live in.
That is scary because they can just point at you and straight up
Exactly.
without question they start to attack you.
Exactly. There is no, that's just the life we are now. That's the life we're living. If somebody just goes and say, you know what, this person is evil, he stole my penis, and I'm like, no, I didn't. Where am I going to put it? It's just, but you have people just believing
There's no way for them to prove it. There's no way for you to prove that you did not do what they claim you are doing.
Exactly.
It is your word against theirs, and when they are in numbers, do email.
No, if I stole it, oh yeah, open your
Please do email.
remove your trousers. Let's see.
No.
What are you talking about?
They never remove that trouser. Show us your missing. Show us the blank face. Next you start hearing, it went inside. I'm like, oh.
I'm like, what? I don't know if you remember the story about the jump woman who stole money and told us snake ate it.
They plenty now. Snake,
Yeah, I was like,
monkey,
exactly. She was like, who are we? Who is she? Adam and Eve. What is wrong? What is wrong?
No, but
Listen,
Nigerians do not believe that, and not because it's not possible, but because they understand government people will lie to steal, or they will lie when they steal.
Exactly. But she understood that by using such a thing, there was a probability of her getting away with it.
Yeah.
She understood that. She knew that if she said something as ridiculous as that, like, and people go, well, a joke, though. Like, that could be true. That could be true. She could be, they still could have eaten millions of naira. And, Just swallowed it.
I refuse to believe somebody thought that, sha. But Nigerians, they shop person, sha. So,
No.
but Kashima. Yeah. So, bro, where can we find you? Do you want us to find you online?
One question for you I think my last question for you has to be,
Okay.
who are you dating? Where are you?
Who am
Let
I
us put it
dating?
on the spot. Exactly. Are you dating? Are you single? Why? What
I am
happened?
in a situationship. That's the best way I put it.
Ah,
In a situationship
okay
with
now.
a religious person. So that's
That is
that.
fun. That is fun. I don't know why. Maybe because I see a lot of atheists. Even with Ella when she came in, she was like, "Issue." They came in and all that. It is. I don't know. Maybe it's because from a guy perspective, Sha. Like dating. I don't know. I'm just.
It's all personal.
I,
Me, I can't date
I
a
don't mind.
religious freak. So somebody who believes in God and can stay away from church many Sundays. Those are the kind of people. But the ones that you go to church,
Yeah.
get the fuck away from me.
uh,
That's basically it, man.
yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. It's easier to what's it called
To
to
compromise.
to exactly at least to go together when you just understand. But I don't know. Maybe because I've always dated people I've not really seen eye to eye to. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm just and my although my excuse when I was religious was that by dating a Christian, she was not going to tell me to go and pray. That was my excuse then for dating outside my religion.
Mm,
Yeah, I was like,
okay.
she doesn't care about me going to go and pray, so she's not going to force it. But if you're dating a Muslim, she'll be like, "Have you prayed? Have you?" That was not
Five times a day. What the fuck? Is it
exactly.
true
So
that Mohammed went to negotiate that or 50 God said before he went to negotiate it down to 5?
yeah, yeah,
Ay,
he
ay,
did. He
ay.
did. He's a good salesman.
Ay, ay, ay. I'm sure he calculated that
Hey, he
almost
went.
50. You will never finish. You will never
Hey,
reach that 50. You spend your whole day praying for
he,
life.
yeah. Do you know? Based on that story, is part of the heritage that Muslims are claiming to owning the land in current day Israel and Al-Aqsa Mosque. Because
That
according to the
matter.
history, yeah, according to the history, that was where Muhammad flew from the heavens
Mm,
to go meet Allah to go kill it. I was like, this is ridiculous. And that's what I've been trying to say. I was like, honestly, when people talk about this Israel Palestine war and they're like, it's just about land, I'm like, don't be stupid. This is not just about land. If it were just about land, a two-state system would have been created where both parties would have divided
mhm.
this land, do you understand, between
Yeah.
themselves, regardless of religious leaning. But because each side is holding on to their religious values and holding on to the fact that they are the rightful owners by virtue
So
of
all
their
or nothing.
religion. Exactly. Do you understand? That has been causing the conflict to persist. That has been the case. So, but
Mm,
people are like, no, no, no. It's just, look, this is ridiculous, but it's just unfortunate the situation of everything right now. And people
it's,
try and take away the culpability of religion from it, as if it isn't a major reason for this conflict.
it has turned to a full-scale political issue. So,
Yeah, it's
it's,
unfortunate.
yeah. All right.
I
So,
think we could, yes,
yeah. Let's leave
I
Israel
think we could do
matter.
better.
It's a long story. It's the matter just tire me.
Yeah,
So, where
yeah,
do we
you know,
find you? Where do we find you? Where do we find you?
oh, you can find me on Twitter at Olayiwola S, but voluntary apostate will just be better. Voluntary apostate
Okay.
will be better.
Okay. No
And
worry.
on
We'll link 'em.
Spotify or Google Podcasts as Nothing is Normal podcast, where
Nothing
you
is
could
normal.
listen to exactly where you could listen to everything I have to say about religion, Islam, and Ahmed is not the person to follow.
At all, it's a lunatic. A fucking. That's if the motherfucker even existed because I've heard another set of people say that.
Yeah,
It is
definitely.
possible
Yeah.
Muhammad was just cooked as a proxy.
Yeah, it is a possibility. It is a
But
possibility.
I will never be surprised because it's not religion. Everything now Sakamanji. So, bro, thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your stories to us. Thank you for the discussion.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. This was very much fun. And hopefully we'll get to do this the other way around. I'll bring you onto the Nothing is Normal podcast.
Sure thing. I expect that.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Please subscribe up Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube, and other places podcasts are available. Then check out the show notes for links you may find useful, including our Discord server. Would love to have you there. Have a great week, and I will catch you on the next one.